Class 7, Chapter Heat, dated 28th May 2020. Hello students, welcome you back to the science class. I hope you all are doing good. Right students? So dear children, as you all know that we are doing these days the chapter Heat. Alright, so today in this video we shall be discussing about this following topics. Topic number 1. We will discuss today clinical thermometer, its structure and precautions to be taken while using it. Laboratory thermometer and precautions to be observed while reading a laboratory thermometer. Then which will be followed by differences between clinical and laboratory thermometer. Okay, these all points we shall be discussing under the topic, or we can say under the heading heat. So before getting into these topics, let us recapitulate what all we have discussed in the previous class. Alright, so in our previous class students, we have discussed about different hot and cold objects, and we have discussed about that we cannot rely on the sense of touch in order to decide how much hot an object is or how much cold an object is. Alright, so we have discussed these 2 points in our previous class. So today we shall be dealing with these following points. Alright, so before starting this session, let us check out the objectives. So the objectives are to make the students understand about the different types of thermometers, the different precautionary measures to be taken while using the thermometers, to make the students understand the differences between clinical and laboratory thermometers. So, dear students, as we have discussed in our previous class, that thermometer is a device which is used to measure the body temperature, right? So today in this video we shall be discussing about different types of thermometers. Okay, so there are 3 different types of thermometers, that is clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer and digital thermometer. So let us start with clinical thermometer. So the clinical thermometer, as the name suggests, it's a thermometer which is basically used by the doctors to measure the body temperature. Okay, so it says that the thermometer used by us or doctors to measure the body temperature when we have fever is a clinical thermometer. I hope this is clear. So the clinical thermometer has 2 different scales of measurement. Okay, the scale used to measure the temperature is known as Celsius scale, denoted by capital C, or Fahrenheit, denoted by capital F. So it means that the clinical thermometer is having 2 scales of measurement, that is the Celsius scale and the Fahrenheit scale. Okay, so the third point is it reads temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So this temperature, it reads in the Celsius scale. Okay, this is in the Celsius scale, and from 94 degree Fahrenheit to 108 degree Fahrenheit. So this reading is made on the Fahrenheit scale. Clear? So regarding its structure, it consists of a long, slender and uniform glass tube with a bulb at one end containing mercury. So it says that the clinical thermometer, structurally it is having a long, slender glass tube, okay, which is having a metallic bulb, okay, at one side. So this metallic bulb, it holds the mercury, okay. So the next is, there is a small shining thread of mercury outside the bulb. So outside the bulb there is a very small shining thread, okay, of mercury. So there is a kink near the bulb which prevents mercury level from falling on its own. So kink means, kink is nothing but the bend, a slight bend in the capillary tube, which helps, or you can say which prevents the mercury level from falling on its own. Okay, so this kink is only this kink is only the special feature of clinical thermometer which differentiates this clinical thermometer from the laboratory thermometer. Clear, students? This was all the characteristics of a clinical thermometer. So now to make you more clear of these characteristics, I shall be demonstrating the different features of the clinical thermometer. Okay, so I mean we shall be doing one activity to understand the different features of clinical thermometer. So are you ready, children? So let's have that activity. So now, dear students, let us study the structure of the clinical thermometer. Alright, so in a clinical thermometer, we will find a bulb, okay, a small bulb here, and then this long slender glass tube, okay, the long slender glass tube is also present, and then it has two different scales of measurement. You can able to see here, yes. So the first scale of measurement is Celsius scale, okay. This is Celsius scale which is denoted by capital C, and the other scale of measurement is the Fahrenheit scale which is denoted by capital F. Clear? And this this Celsius scale of measurement, it reads temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, and in the Fahrenheit scale it reads the measurement from 94 degree Fahrenheit to 108 degree Fahrenheit. Clear, children? Clear? And you can see that this is a bulb. This bulb consists of what? The mercury inside it. Alright. Now, here we can see, if we will look this side, we can able to find one capillary tube. Alright. Inside this capillary tube, there is a small shining thread of mercury. Okay. There is a small shining thread of mercury. Alright. That is outside the bulb from where it starts. Clear? Now, you can see here, when you look it very properly, you can see there is one constriction, okay, there is one bend. The capillary tube is bent here, okay. So, that particular reason is said as kink, alright. So, the kink is near the bulb which prevents this mercury level from falling on its own. Clear? So, this kink is very much important, in clinical thermometer. Clear? I hope you have understood this, students. Alright. So, dear students, I hope that you have understood the demonstration. Okay. So, now in this slide, you can see the diagrammatic presentation of a clinical thermometer. Clear? So, you can see in the first diagram, the red colored part is nothing but the mercury. Okay. The mercury is present inside the bulb. Alright. So, in the second diagram, you can see that there is a bend in the capillary tube. So, that bend is nothing but the kink. Alright. So, kink, as we have discussed, that this is the constriction. You can say this is the bend which is present in the capillary tube that prevents the mercury from falling back on its own to the bulb. Alright. So, while using this thermometers, we need to follow up some precautionary measures. So, let us discuss. So, reading and precautions to be taken before using a clinical thermometer. So, we need to follow certain precautionary measures. So, let us read that. The reading should be taken by keeping the level of mercury along the line of sight. Okay, this is point number 1. So, next is, before use, the mercury level should be below 35 degrees Celsius. Means whenever you are going to use that thermometer, you need to check out whether the mercury level is below 35 degree or not. If not, then you have to give some jerk, 2-3 jerks. Then you will find that the level of mercury has gone down, or it has gone down below the 35 degree Celsius. So next point is wash the thermometer with water or an antiseptic solution before and after use. So it is very much mandatory that we need to wash the thermometer with antiseptic. So in order to get rid of the germs. Clear? The next point is never hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it. So when we hold the thermometer, okay, by the bulb, so what happens at that time, the heat from our hand, it get transferred to the bulb. So it may fluctuate the reading or the reading or the reading or the temperature. Okay, so it is recommended that we should not hold that. We should not hold the thermometer by the bulb. Otherwise, it will bring a kind of fluctuation in the reading. Clear, students? The last point is handle the thermometer with care. It can break if it hits against hard object. Yes, so that is very necessary because as we all know that thermometers are made up of glass material. Alright, very delicate. If by chance we hit it with hit it to a hard object, it will break. And moreover, the thermometers, they consist mercury. Okay, they have mercury, and this mercury is very poisonous. So we need to take care of it that while using this, we should not break that. We should not break the clinical thermometer. Clear, students? Now next we shall discuss about laboratory thermometer. So now what do you mean by this laboratory thermometer? So laboratory thermometers are those thermometers which are basically used in the lab while performing some activities or some experiments. Alright, so let us read that. A laboratory thermometer is a tool used in laboratories to measure temperature with high accuracy. So these are the tool, you can say. This is the tool which is used in laboratories to measure temperature with high accuracy. It can be partially or fully immersed in the substance being measured. So what it is saying that if suppose we want to measure something with the laboratory thermometer, care has to be taken that it should be completely immersed in that material which has to be measured, or else the material should surround it completely from all the sides and it should not touch the surface of the container. That all care has to be taken. A laboratory thermometer is recognizable by its long stem with a silver bulb at the end, and the distinguishing feature is what? It is having a long stem. The long stem is, what is that long stem? The long stem is nothing but the cylinder and that glass tube. Okay, so you can see the drawing also, even it is given nearby. So you can see that bulb is, there is one bulb, the metallic bulb, where it consists of mercury, and you can see the stem, means the glass tube is thin and longer. So that is the that particular it is very thin and long. That is only the distinguishing feature of this laboratory thermometer. Yes, students? So like the clinical thermometer, we have to follow up some precautionary measures before using this laboratory thermometer as well. Okay, so let us read what are the different precautions. The precautions needed while reading a laboratory thermometer are: number 1, it should be kept upright, not tilted. So what it is said that the thermometer, that laboratory thermometer, it has to be kept upright, straight. It should not be tilted. Tilted means what? Like this. Okay, it has to be straight. So point number 2, bulb should be surrounded from all sides by the substance of which the temperature is to be measured. So what it is saying that the bulb of the thermometer, okay, the metallic bulb, it has to be surrounded from all sides by the substance of which the temperature is to be measured. Alright. So the next point is the bulb should not touch the surface of the container. So that has to be taken care. Means it should not touch the the surface of the container. So these are all 3 precautionary measures. Clear, students? So since we have discussed about clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer, let us discuss the difference between these two types of thermometer. So here we have in this slide the the differences between clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer in a tabular manner. Okay, so let us read. Under clinical thermometer, the first point is clinical thermometer is scaled from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius or from 94 degree Fahrenheit to 108 degree Fahrenheit. And under laboratory thermometer, the first point is laboratory thermometer is generally scaled from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Okay. Then point number 2, under clinical thermometer, mercury level does not fall on its own as there is a kink near the bulb to prevent the fall of mercury level. So this is the most important point of clinical thermometer. That is, due to the presence of kink, mercury level is due to the presence of kink, the mercury level is not allowed to fall back on its own. So on the other side, mercury level falls on its own as no kink present. Clear? Then the third point is temperature can be read after removing the thermometer from armpit or mouth. So what we can do, we can note the temperature after removing that. But in case of laboratory thermometer, what happens? Temperature is read while keeping the thermometer in the source, such as liquid or anything. So we cannot remove it out. Okay, we have to read the reading or the temperature by placing the thermometer in that particular source. Okay. So the next point is to lower the mercury level, jerks are given. Yes, so it is recommended that before using that clinical thermometer, we have to give some jerk so that the mercury level can be fallen down. So that the mercury level could come down below 35 degree Celsius. Okay, but in the other side, no need to give jerk to down the mercury level automatically. Okay. The last point is clinical thermometer is used to take the body temperature, whereas a laboratory thermometer is used to take the temperatures in laboratory. So these were some of the differentiating points between clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. I hope you understood, students. So I think with this we have come to the end of today's session. So today we have discussed different points like different types of thermometer, precautions that should be taken before using a thermometer, and differences between clinical and laboratory thermometers. So children, I hope the session is clear for you. Okay, so I shall be giving you some homeworks related to this. Kindly do this and submit it on time. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I wind up. Stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.